Hi, everybody. I'm Giselle, the AZ Social Media Whiz. And it happened that two of my clients had their Facebook business pages hijacked. That's the best way I can put it because all of a sudden they'd lost access to it. They had some foreign language on there and people posting it, and they said, "Well, we didn't do this. We didn't do this." And so and I'm a little bit I'm gonna say a little bit limited as to what's going on with Facebook, but I have a friend that I met from doing the digital academies with the Arizona Commerce Authority, who's very well versed with everything Facebook and Meta. And so I called my friend Karen Hewitt of Blossom to Success, and she just explained everything that's going on. Um, uh, one of my clients, it was apparently a Vietnamese thing because they were then selling noodles or something on it, and they racked up some advertising dollars on them. The other one was a local plumber here in Phoenix, and apparently their website was done by their son some years ago and hadn't been used. And all of a sudden, their stuff looks like it's like in a Germanic language, probably. I don't know where. I have no idea where it's from, but it looks Germanic. So, and I'm like, how did this happen? They have no clue. I had no clue. So enlighten us, Karen.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Giselle. And I want to preface that this is something that's going on with a lot of businesses right now. And the numbers, from what I'm hearing, are extremely high. So protecting yourself is one of the key things you need to do. And I can give you a couple of ways this happened and a couple of things to protect yourself from this, just so you're aware. First, what happened with both your clients? It looks like it was what's called a phishing scam. What a phishing scam is they receive some form of message, email that says there's a problem on the Facebook page and they need to send in a report or send in a response to a request to fix it. Now, we've all seen those messages that come up on Facebook going, you have copyright strikes, you have this. And it's popping up on random messages that you're like, who is meta user 6329B638? And you're like, okay, that's not real.
Yeah, I've
Because we've
gotten
got
them
used
on
to
via
that not being real.
email too. I've gotten them via email also, and in messages and in comments also. And the phishing is spelled Phishing. That's the phishing. It's been around for years,
Oh
years.
yeah.
And they're
Yes.
very, very clever because the when you first look at the email or the message, it has the logo of the Facebook logo on there, the Meta logo, or and it's also been done with banks and other companies, Amazon, whatever. They say that your account, we need to verify your account because this is, whatever, and it's not, they're
No.
fooling you. Yeah, go
Yeah.
on, Karen. Yeah.
So the first thing you want to do is you want to look at the email address that has sent it to you. And I'm going to tell you 99% of the time it is some Yahoo email, some Gmail email, some Hotmail. It is not a Facebook official email. And Facebook, you wouldn't say facebook.com. It's like FB Secure Mail is the actual email address from Facebook.
Mhm.
So look at that. And if it is not that, it's definitely incorrect. It's definitely an attempt to fish from you. Secondly, Facebook will only send you these things in what's called your support inbox. Now, if you click on there's a little menu at the top of your page, you can click down and support, it's where you get your messages from. They're not going to message you on Facebook Messenger. They're not going to email. They're definitely not going to call you. It will go straight to your Facebook, your support inbox.
Or
You
text
may
too.
get
We've gotten bad text messages
yeah,
also.
don't
Yeah.
text.
Yeah.
It will go to that inbox and you may get a notification that says you have a message in your inbox. So I'm getting photobombed by my youngest daughter. Uh, but you will never see the content of that message in the email. You would have to go to the support inbox. And it won't even tell you a link in that email. It will just tell you to go to your support inbox because they will never
Okay.
link it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a couple of ways that you can automatically see that it is inaccurate or fake. And also, copyright doesn't really normally happen. Facebook very rarely does copyright. You'll get a notification in your notifications, not an email, not a text, not a phone
Mm-hmm.
call.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a notification. So you need to be aware that this is how they communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tell you, they've got really good at phishing, these scammers. They have got horrendously good at it. And what they do now is they're not sending you to a web page, because when you click on the link, it takes you to a web page that looks like Facebook and you need to log in again. They're not doing that anymore. They're sending you to a Facebook message. So you are in your native Facebook, because you can have it's the fb./me is a way to do the message. You can actually link directly to a message chat. So they're sending you to that chat that is nothing you can respond to. It's something from a page that's got no responses. And you click the link, and then it takes you to the login to submit your support ticket. And they have either done one of two things. They've either taken your email login, because it might send you to a Gmail account, what looks like a Gmail, and tells you had to log back into Gmail, or it will take you to a Facebook page and tell you have to log back into Facebook. And by the time you've done that, you've just given them your username and your password, and they're in, and they are just happy as a lark because they have access to everything.
Wow.
If they're doing it through your email, what they're going to do is they go ahead and they get into your email. They change everything in your email so it goes into the spam or the archive folder, and then they go and request the email password for your social media. Sorry about that.
That's okay. One of my clients, they got in through her son's account, and they got in through the back end. They got into the back end of the Meta account, and then they changed his email address to their fake Gmail and gave themselves full access to it, or full, everything, so they can change everything. And then they took me out. I had just finished doing their cover graphic, of optimizing them for their local business, getting everything done, putting the services in. I spent a good hour on that account. They kicked me out, because as soon as she texted me freaking out, and I go in and I'm like, I'm gone. I'm not an admin anymore. And they didn't do anything to me. They just kept her page, and then she couldn't get on. And at the end, I just told her, just give it up. Just give it up, because this is her second time. Another time she was just it was another hacking, which I wasn't, she wasn't my client at the time, so I don't know exactly what happened in that case. But this is like the second page she'd set up. And so I basically told her, forget Facebook, just focus on LinkedIn and Instagram. It didn't touch her Instagram account, though, which I thought was odd.
Well, that was probably because she had a separate login for the Instagram.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Because not all of them are linked through the business center. But what they did there is they added themselves in, gave themselves full admin, and as they got the full admin, they deleted everyone. And the reason why they changed the email of the person that they go in at is because you cannot go and click on a link right away. Because if you happen to be awake, because 90% of the time they'll do them between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. in your time zone, because they're expecting you to be asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to prevent you from doing my Facebook's been hacked and kicking them out. So the first thing they will do is change your email, so that way you're not even getting anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give you some bad news, but it's also good news. There's one way you can stop that completely.
What's that?
You can become Meta verified. There is a cost associated with it, but
Of
I tell
course.
all my clients, be Meta verified. For me personally, I'm Meta verified on my business page. I'm Meta verified on my profile page and on my Instagram, and I pay a fee for each one of those.
Yeah.
Because if someone was
it's $11.99 a month.
$14.99 a month.
$14.99. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And the business page is different. The business page depends on the package that you select.
Right,
It can be, and it's all the way up to thousands of dollars a month.
right, right.
But that means that you get all these different advertising opportunities and things like that. So it really depends. But your personal is $15 a month. The business one varies. So yes, you're paying that per month. But what happens is on your business page, you tell the Facebook, this is the person that is allowed to make decisions on my page, and Facebook has you upload an ID. If you have to change the main email address, it will not let you do it until you confirm with the ID. If you want to change the website, it will not let you do it until you confirm with the ID. All these different things, it will not let you do it until you confirm. It also will not allow you to change your profile picture until you confirm it with the ID.
I noticed that on the account that she had that her profile picture was changed, but it wasn't exactly showing yet as the profile picture.
Yeah. So what they did is they deleted. They were in the process of changing it because they'll change it. And I'll give you a story from my own. So a few years back, I actually had a hacking system happen on my Facebook. Now I have been with Facebook since it was the Facebook. Yeah, that really.
I remember that.
Oh my God. So my account's like 17 years is like 17 years old. So I have a very, very old Facebook account. And there was a portal out there that was one of the old apps that Facebook used to have before they went to the Facebook Business Manager.
Right.
And they got in through that with an email address that I haven't used for 5 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Because they got it off the dark net. Within 2 minutes of them doing it, I got an email from Facebook going, I think you've been hacked. But they'd already changed my email, phone number, name, profile picture, and then proceeded to post some very nefarious content on my page.
Wow.
So they actually, Facebook banned me for community violation immediately. And I could not access my business page because I was completely banned. Wow. I managed to get one of my admins into it, and they were able, and we spent 3 weeks kicking these people out for them to come back in, working with Facebook to lock it all down. And only because we did this full back and forth, working with them through email, message, and I'm going to say actually getting Facebook on email message is practically impossible unless you have things you know what I'm saying there. I was lucky I was able to do that. To get that site locked down that they'd got in through, but also to get me my Facebook back. My Facebook is back. I now have the Facebook that I've had for 17 years. It's back, it's mine. But I had to have a community violation on it for 3 months while they fixed it. Normally that community violation would have been there for over a year. But because it wasn't me, it was a hacking.
Right.
We were able to work through it on a much more speedy basis.
Right.
Guess what I did the very next day I got my Facebook back?
What?
I signed up for Meta Verified.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Because I was the one like, I don't see why I need to pay for this.
For that again. Yeah.
I did that. I also use extremely difficult randomized passwords and two-factor verification. If you do not have two-factor verification on your business accounts, you are leaving yourself open for these things. Please have two-factor verification. And your password can't be your doggy's name. You love your doggy. Your doggy is the best thing in the world, and you think they're the most. Do not do no.
Somebody some time ago told me a trick to have different passwords for each account, but you can still use your dog's name, but put a number, put a symbol, and then put like FB for Facebook or something like that. So each one is different.
That's too much of a system for people to be able to get. What I do is I use a 25-digit alphanumeric symbolic passwords for everything. And if they allow me to do 32 digits, I use 32 digits. I use the maximum allowed by any platform. And I have a randomized generator that creates them. So if someone was to try and go through it piece by piece, it would take them thousands of years to hack it. The only way I can get caught is by phishing.
Right.
And then I'm not going to tell you, can't remember those. I don't remember those. I have a special security password vault that I have that remembers it all for me because I can't, and it's an extremely secure vault program. And
Right.
yes, I pay extra for that.
Right.
But this is my business. I'm going
Yeah.
to protect my business. I'm going to
Yeah.
protect my assets. End of story. And that's what I tell people. Now, here's the other thing I'm going to tell you, and this is what people don't realize, and this is how you're leading yourself open for this. You have a business page and you haven't posted in years, or
Mm-hmm.
even months, or even weeks. You know what? They look at that and go, ooh, they are not that bothered about this. We can get in there.
Yeah.
And they're hoping that you have a credit card on file to run paid ads
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Explain
because they,
how the ads things work because one of my clients also had them use up they were doing paid ads and I told her
yeah,
she has to get another credit card but
yeah,
yeah.
that's the only thing you can do. You have to get another credit card because what they do is once they're into your Facebook page, they're into your business account and they give
Mm-hmm.
themselves full access. They also have access to your ad manager, which means they can set up ads, they can set up payments. If you have payment profiles on, they will use your payment profiles. They will also use stolen credit cards and put them on there, which puts you on the line for use of a stolen credit card
Card, yes, wow, yeah.
because you have to then prove because like okay, I'm the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy. I promise I'm the guy here.
I
I'm the bad
know.
guy, and I decide to take over your Facebook page. And then I go, ooh, I have someone's credit card, and I put that credit card in and run all these paid ads for all these products, and people are buying them because it's paid advertising. They're actually selling their product. They
Mm-hmm.
really are.
Mm-hmm.
And the person I stole a card from reports it stolen. They're going to find out where it was used, and it's going to go Facebook. They're going to say, hey, Facebook, who used this card? And they're going to go, oh, Giselle did.
Yeah.
Who's going to, the police, they're not going to go knock on the scammer's door. They're going to come knock on your door and say, hey, you used a stolen credit card on Facebook. And you then have to prove that no, you were hacked. You need to have all the paperwork to show this is when I found out I was hacked. This is when I couldn't do this. This is when you have to protect yourself. So if you do end up falling for a phishing scam and get hacked, take screenshots to prove that you were hacked
Yes,
with dates
okay.
on them.
Okay.
Cover yourself because you do not want to have that legal trouble of someone coming after you for a
Right.
stolen credit card that you never even saw or touched.
Right. Right. And then if you get back that Facebook page and you've got some advertising, even if you take out your credit card, you cannot do any more paid advertising until you pay off the balance that these other
Correct.
people
Yeah.
got used
Yeah.
up. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And trust, and I'm going to say something, and this is just business, and this is my thought process. Let's call it that. If hundreds, if not thousands of people are getting caught by this in a day, and your social media platforms, Facebook, it could be any platform. It might not just be Facebook. It can be any platform that
Right.
allows you to do any form of paid advertising. It could be
Right.
YouTube, it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be TikTok, it could
Mm,
be LinkedIn. It doesn't matter. Same thing applies. If you've got hundreds of thousands of people every single day having this, and you have to prioritize as a department who you help first, as a business, who you're going to prioritize.
the advertisers,
The ones that spend the most
less
money.
money. Yeah, exactly. I
So if
mean,
you don't spend
yeah.
money or you spend $5 here and there, you're going to be at the very bottom of the pile. And that's business. I hate to say it's business, but they're going to prioritize people who spend $10,000 a month.
Right.
They're going to prioritize 5,000 because that's money out of their business's pocket.
Right.
$5 a month,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not a big deal.
Right. 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 Now, let me ask you a question. Since my one client, her Instagram wasn't affected, can she advertise on Instagram without going through Meta, or is it all connected now?
All that isn't connected. It's in the business pages. So
Yeah.
she had the Instagram connected onto her business page for Meta. It is all in the same account.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm personal experience. and this is because I'm not a big fan of paid advertising, I'll be honest. I
Me
prefer
too.
organic.
Yeah, I'm all pro organic stuff,
Yeah.
so that's what I told her to do is just do Instagram Reels. I mean, she's got the
Hmm.
personality and just do
Yeah.
Instagram Reels and the Reels get very good reach these
Yeah.
days. So yes, yeah, absolutely. So you can do it organically. Yeah.
And then just have a really good funnel system where you're getting them
Right.
onto your email list, or you're getting them into a funnel page where you have an upsell, do some form of ladder funnel, things like this. I have a balance from when I was hacked 3 years ago on my Facebook ads that I have just not been paying out of the sheer like, that's why I did not send that. I don't want to pay it. And it's me being stubborn. I'm probably just going to clear it out so I can carry it on. But
Right.
it's me being stubborn. And yeah,
No,
until you
it's
pay that balance, you can't
yeah.
advertise.
Yeah. 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 So I just told her to give up with Facebook and just do organic stuff. If anything, maybe LinkedIn,
Mhm.
and Google if she wants to do the paid advertising. Yeah.
Here's what I tell people, because 9 times out of 10, they will change the page's name. 9 times out of 10, they don't always. Facebook has one of the largest reaches for social media platforms for potential audience clients. I would just go in, create another page for your business, make sure it's fully populated, make sure you have two-step verification, make sure you're not adding anyone that you don't have actually a good relationship with to your packet, to your admin team. Be very, very cautious. Make sure you're verified on that Facebook page. Make sure you're posting frequently, because when you don't post frequently, people
Right.
will see that page is abandoned. This
Hmm.
is another thing, and this isn't phishing, but this is another little aspect on Facebook particularly. I know a lot of businesses will build their business on Facebook using groups that create some form of community. If you're not posting in there for any length of time, Facebook actually allows a new admin to take over.
Wow. Yeah.
So people can claim
Wow.
it if the admin is not
Hmm.
present. Now, it takes months for it to go to that,
Hmm.
but you can go in and claim it. And there's actually businesses out there, because of the Facebook monetization program, that teach people how to find these abandoned groups with 200, 300,000 people in and take over admin so they can get more monetization. That's actually something that's being taught out there.
Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, it just makes me so mad that there's so evil people out there that just have nothing better to do than to make other people's lives miserable. But that's it. That's it. Same thing with
Yeah.
hacking websites. It's the same thing. My business partner that's the developer for my WordPress websites. That's one of the things he manages and protects it, because if you forget to do an update on
Mhm.
your WordPress site, and you're basically leaving a little window open for some hacker that's coming in with these bots that they're just looking for that little window that's open,
Yeah.
and they get in, they stick in some malware, and then all of a sudden, instead of purchases going to your PayPal account, or going to their PayPal account. So
Yeah.
that happened to a client
Well,
of mine some years ago. Yeah.
and I'll tell you one other way that is, and I think when we talked last week, you said someone had done this to you, but you recognized it straight away.
Yes. Yeah.
Another way that they're doing this for the phishing scheme is they're actually sending you a DocuSign.
Yes.
And the DocuSign is a new client DocuSign. And it looks like you're getting money.
Right.
It looks like someone is booking with you. The email may say, hey, because you're going to, depending on what you're due to them,
Mhm.
because you're doing this, we need you to sign an NDA. Our business is protected for this, and we're so
Right.
happy to hire you, and blah, 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 blah. And people are clicking on that. And what it's doing is it's kicking them out and then having them re-sign into their email to sign the DocuSign. And what they've just done is they've just hacked your email. But people get excited because, oh my gosh, I got money from,
Oh, and I'm
especially
like, well,
small
first of
businesses.
all, I don't use DocuSign. I hadn't
Mm.
been dealing with anybody or anything that would send me a DocuSign, like I wasn't purchasing anything. And so I'm like, oh, spam, get out of here.
Yeah.
That's it. And after, I mean, I've been in fact, I just did an article on the history of the internet in, for the last, because I just celebrated 30 years of being, doing digital marketing and doing websites. And so, and I remember when AOL first came out. Okay. And and it was just such a new thing, and I first saw that at a friend's house, and I'm like, who needs email? And now we can't live without checking email every 10 minutes. But it's a lot of fun. I didn't get into too much of the bad stuff. I just because a lot's happened in 30 years. So it's like it's
I have stories
incredible.
I can tell you, but not on video because I do not want it to come back and call me.
Yes, yes,
But
yes, yes.
it comes to mind, if you don't recognize the email, don't trust it. Facebook will not email you with a link. Facebook will not message you with a link. In fact, none of the platforms will. They all have independent support boxes, support inboxes, which is where they do it all through. They
Mm-hmm.
will not call you.
Mm-hmm.
A DocuSign that you do not recognize. No, no,
No,
no, no, no, no.
no.
Have two-factor authentication. Go ahead. You can download so many authenticator apps,
Right,
and they're free.
right. Yes.
They're free.
Yeah.
Get yourself out. Please, two-factor. Don't use puppy's name. I know you love your puppy.
Are you kitty cat?
Don't.
Yeah.
No kitty cat or goldfish or kid. You do not want to
No,
use anything that could
or
be guessed.
using the same password for everything. Yes, you cannot do
No.
that.
Yeah,
No,
you
no,
cannot do that.
you cannot do that.
Please do something. Get a vault if you have to.
Mm-hmm.
The vault, you can get vaults. I think there's packages, there's certain, I think Norton you can have for like $3 a month. Other ones, I mean, mine, I use one that's a little higher
Right, right.
because of where I am and what I do. But get a vault so that way you've got that coverage there on your password. Get the two-step verification. And if you can, if there's some form of verification program where you upload your ID to prove you do it.
Right.
I know it's a cost, but this is business. If you're not anticipating some cost of doing business, is it business?
Right, right. Yeah, this is just the way it is these days. You have to protect yourself and protect your business. And the thing is it's going to end up, it's going to end up costing people money, just, starting over again, hiring me or you to fix it, so it's like, it's worse. Basically, if the email looks strange, it's strange. Don't click on it. Don't do anything. Just delete it. Hit the spam button on that and just get rid of it. It's not scary. Don't worry about it because it's spam. It's what it is, and everybody that has access to your Facebook page needs to know this. Okay, it absolutely needs to know that. And also be careful too. A lot of times I've worked with so many people that they'll have the intern or their niece or nephew or somebody set up their page and then they don't give them the logins and passwords and they get logged out. Somebody the receptionist set it up and in her company email, but she left. They killed that company email, and so now you can't get into the account because that email no longer exists. So it's like,
Yeah.
so it's like so many ways you can get locked out of your stuff, and it's like you got to be careful with this stuff because you understand this is not just fun stuff to do.
Mhm.
This is your business. It's we call them assets. So this is how you promote your business,
And with that, what I would always say is like my program, it actually tells me if any of my passwords come up on the dark web.
yeah.
So it scans for that. And then I also, every 6 months, I do a full security check on all my passwords. I don't have the same password for longer than 6 months.
Right.
Most of them, I don't have the same password for longer than 45 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm always making sure that I'm rotating and
It's a
updating.
pain in the neck, and you gotta, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it because otherwise, it's these days you can't. not do it. You can't, you can't just leave yourself vulnerable because it's going to cost you, you're losing a platform where you can reach a lot of people, and it just, yeah, you just have to be very
And
careful.
I just want to add a couple of quick more things for
Okay.
you, Giselle. One, if it stresses you out, the idea of changing your password every 45 days, do it every 6 months. Just come up with some time of routine that you can do it.
Right.
Because that is at least better than using the same password for the last 17 years.
Right.
Okay. And secondly, and this is something that I find myself stressing to business owners all the time. And a lot of new business owners are like, oh, no, that's not the case. No, it is. All these social media platforms, they are fantastic for promoting your business, but you do not own the space on those platforms.
That's right.
You need to have your own website. You need to have your own
Yes.
email list. You need to have your own digital asset that you physically own,
That's right.
that you have ownership of. So if the first thing you do after this is go, well, I was just using Facebook, or I was just, and you'd be surprised at how many businesses tell me this, that they were just using this.
Yeah.
It's $12 to go get a domain. Just let's say it's less than $20 to go get a domain and get an email set up for your business. Go, run, do that, because that's what you own.
Exactly.
Set up an email list. There are many programs out there that allow you to have free email lists to send emails to your clients, to your customers. But so I think some of them are up to 2,000 people for free. So it's not even going to cost you anything.
Right.
Have an email list,
because
something happens, you can email your clients and go, hey, by the way, I'm really sorry to tell you our Facebook went down. Do not trust any content on there. Here's our new Facebook link. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Here you go. And you still have contact with those customers.
Exactly.
So get things that you own.
Exactly.
Be protected and start thinking about all these things as digital assets, because they are.
Right. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Karen, for enlightening everyone here with what's going on with this stuff. And so there'll be links to both our websites in the description of this video. And also, we both offer free consultations. So if you've got any questions on any of this stuff, before you hit the wrong button, we'll be happy to look at this and help you out. So again, thank you, Karen, so much. And this has been great. And we will see you the next time.
Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe to her channel. Then, click on over to the AZ Social Media Wiz website to download the free Define Your Target Market Workbook, or schedule a free 15-minute phone consultation and review of your marketing efforts.